Hey y'all, Rick from Ozark Living Homestead. I'm here on the little temporary back porch that I built on the back of the house, and I was going through the storage the other day, a couple of days ago actually, because I actually used this thing last night. But I found well, not but my Silverfire rocket stove. I bought this rocket stove when I first planned on coming up here to the property. I thought it was pretty neat, and I needed something to cook on. I didn't even think about getting a gas grill, which I did later on, which kind of made me lazy not wanting to use the rocket stove. But I actually enjoyed using the rocket stove. I used to cook all my breakfast on it. I'm not a big lunch eater, but unfortunately I'm a big dinner eater. But I would cook up most of my dinners on it. You know, sometimes it would be just sandwiches or whatever just to get through the day. But I drug this thing out, cleaned it up a little bit because I had put it up, unfortunately, and didn't clean it before I put it up. But there wasn't a lot of cleaning to do to it. But I had planned on, once I had it, I planned on doing a video on it because there's quite a few videos on the internet about it. And if any of you guys know anything about these rocket stoves, a lot of you build them and you do great jobs on them, and I'm sure you enjoy just building them and experimenting with them and everything. But I'm not sure you guys can see that. I hope you can. But anyway, yeah, I have to apologize. Silverfire. Well, the reason well, you can buy this one without the blower. Now, this one I bought has the blower on it, and there's a reason why I bought this one. I actually talked to the owner of the company on the phone. He's a really nice guy, and you guys can order these things straight from the company. It's just a small company. But if you can get this guy on the phone, he's more than willing to talk to you and explain things to you. And he seems like a very, very nice guy. But he explained a lot of things to me. In fact, this piece here is sold separately. This is actually a dial, and this is electric now. If you're going to use these out in the woods and stuff, this is not going to do you any kind of good unless you got some kind of electricity or something else. But off the grid, if you got some solar power or whatever, I don't think it uses very much power at all. It would be great for that, or if you're just going to use it around the house. But I ordered this one, like I said, and I forgot to order this piece. I knew I needed to order this piece, but I forgot to order it. And he had emailed me back and let me know that I had forgotten to order that piece. He said, but not to worry about it. He's already included it into it and at no cost. So he was actually very nice. He actually sent me the piece because I explained to him what I was doing. But you can see here, you set this thing at an ignition. I can't even talk. And there's normal combustion, then there's charcoal burning. You could actually use charcoal in it. And like I said, most of you guys that know anything about these things, they're really neat. This one is stainless steel. It's I don't know, it's just a really good rocket stove. I'm not an expert on them. You know, I enjoy cooking on it. In fact, I'm going to cook a pot of beans today. I've been wanting some beans for a long time. The wife might not like it, but I've been wanting some beans for a long time, so I'm going to cook me a big pot of beans. But I thought I'd do a little video on this because, like I said, I had planned on doing it for quite a while, and I just never got around to doing it. So I'm going to put the camera back up, and then I'm going to show you guys if I can get this thing done right. Sometimes I screw it up, but it's really easy to get it lit. You don't have to do a whole lot. In fact, I've already put some stuff in there, and all I've done is shred up some paper. Let's see if you guys can see in there, and some small twigs. Now you can use different fire starters. Of course, guys, don't use any kind of gasoline or really flammable liquids or whatever. And there's actually no need for it. So, but just take and use some twigs and some strips of paper in there, and it's the way I do it. Like I said, I already got some twigs put in there I do cheat a little bit. You don't have to do this. It's just one of the ways I do it. I take some cotton balls and some petroleum jelly, Vaseline. I just buy the cheap stuff at like Dollar General or whatever. It's the same. And you put a little bit on your cotton ball. And this stuff is very flammable. It won't explode or anything, but it catches on really good. And I throw a couple of those down in there, and it just helps to get the fire started. And I've already kind of pre-done this, so it just kind of place them in different places down there. And normally I would have put them down in the bottom. I forgot it. But I put a little bit of paper, and what you do is just take a little more paper, and you just cut you some strips, or tear some strips, and you just put it down over top of it. And nothing perfect or whatever. Just rip some up and put it in there. And then you just take you a few twigs. You don't have to put a lot, just to get this thing started. You just want to get some coals in there. And again, this is just the way I do it. A lot of people do it differently. But this is the way I learned watching some of the YouTube videos, and everybody does it a little bit different, but this kind of seems to work for me. Now, the one problem I have sometimes is getting the fire started. But if you use a very small, very dry twigs that you find anywhere in your yard, woods, it doesn't matter. Normally it catches right up, and it takes a little bit. And then I use this to get it started. There's a lot of different ways you can get it started. So, and it's a little windy out here today, so ignite. Let's see. And what I do is I just turn this fan thing up here just a little bit, and it actually forces air into it. It helps get the fire started. And those little twigs will catch up really, really fast. And you can see it. And once this thing gets to going, it's smoking now because the fire's starting, but it's literally no smoke. I mean, that's one of the cool things about this thing. Fire's actually starting to catch up in there. And I'm slowly turning this up here. Again, this can be started without this. I just prefer to do it with this because I use this because you can actually, the reason for this, you can actually control the flame, the heat, the temperature. For instance, certain things you want to cook, if you want it to cook slower, you want it to cook faster, depending on what you want. You turn the air up, you give it more air, it cooks a lot faster and a lot hotter. You turn the air down, it cooks a lot slower and lower heat. And when I get it started like it is, I go ahead and I always break me some more twigs up, and I throw more twigs on top of it, and that helps get it really going good. And then you put I'll show you the bigger pieces of wood that I put on them. And again, you can get all this stuff in your yard, out in the woods, basically if you're camping, whatever you're doing, pretty much anywhere. And you don't need a lot of wood. I mean, that's the good thing about this. Just very, very minimal amount of wood, branches and stuff, falling branches off the ground. Alright guys, I'm going to get this fire started, and because my battery's running kind of low, so I want you guys to see what I'm doing here when I get that pot of beans on there. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off for a few minutes, get the fire started really good, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, while I was inside getting the beans ready, this thing kind of took off on me, which is what I wanted it to do. It's actually started up really good, and you guys can see the flames got it over top, and that's how you just get it started. Now then you come down here, which this is not charcoal, but you just put it to normal combustion. And the way you control your flame, like I was telling you guys before, and if you'll watch the flame as I turn this down, and you can hear that fan blowing, and it just slows that fan down, which is less air, which you see the flames just kind of go down. Now, and then what you do, you have this little ring here that is part of it there, and normally if it's real hot or something, I put a piece of wood on it. And then here's your little grate that your pot or pan will sit on. And I've got to go back in now and get the beans. I'm gonna set the camera back up over here where we can I can put the beans up on here, and then I've got to go get some wood, get it in there before my coals go out. They catch up really fast once you put wood in there, because it's so hot inside there. It just catches up really fast. All right guys, hang on one second. All right y'all, I've got the beans out here, and like I was telling you, just break up to some old twigs like this. These are some I just got right in the woods right across here, and just drop them in there. Every so often, when your flame starts to die down a little bit, you'll have to put a few more twigs in. If you got something on there that's going to cook for a while, you need to take it off, drop a couple more twigs in there, and it just keeps burning. You know, of course you guys got to saw. This is rotten, dried up enough I can just break it in pieces. And anyway, you just snap pieces off. Basically, that might be a little bit too long. All right, y'all. The battery went dead on me, and so I had to let the battery charge up, and I didn't want to go ahead and stop the beans. But I'd already got the fire started. I was just showing you guys some of the wood I put in there. Now, I do cheat some. I get it started with twigs and stuff that I pick up, but because I have access to all this scrapped wood, I cut these little pieces of wood up here, and these are actually solid oak pieces of wood, and they burn really good, and they last a little longer than the twigs. Now the twigs last pretty long, you know, but when you're cooking a pot of beans, it takes a little while. Now they've been cooking, oh geez, probably a couple hours maybe. But I wanted to show you guys, that's steam. Of course it's cold out here, but that's steam, that's not smoke. This is how clean these rocket stoves burn once you get them going. They do smoke a little bit when you get them started, but I'm going to pull it off the fire a little bit so you can kind of see the flame in there. And it's boiling. But you can see down in there that flame, and like I said, you can control these. This one in particularly, this one, you can control it with that air, you know, cutting it up or down. I'm gonna take this top off a little bit. So get it over here somewhere where it won't fall. Boy, can you guys smell them beans? I mean, they're smelling good. I know you guys can't smell them, but trust me, they're good. I'm gonna set this down here a little bit. I'm gonna stir these beans up a little bit, and I'm fixing to turn this down and just let these things simmer for a while, and keep that fire stoked, and just let them sit here and simmer for a while, because they're pretty much done. Let's see, yeah, that's good. You guys smell that? Oh yeah, they smell real good. They're gonna be good too. All right, I'll make me some hoe cakes, and I'll have me some hoe cakes and beans. All right guys, I thought I'd just show you how I cook on this rocket stove. This is just one of the things I like to cook on it. These good pot of beans, and these are pinto beans. If you guys like pintos, man, they're great. I like all kind of beans actually. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, cut this thing down, simmer it. Let them just simmer there for a while, and then they'll be ready in a little while to eat. And if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you like the videos, and give us a big thumbs up. All right, guys, have a great night.